Hi, my name is John Sawash, and I'd like to help you break free from the paper-based mindset. One way that you can do that is by encouraging collaboration in your classroom. Now, I have a pretty traditional paper worksheet here. This is a biology worksheet, and teacher might make copies of this, hand them to all their students, and then ask them to complete it individually. Now, it's really tough for two kids to simultaneously write on this sheet of paper. And in most classrooms, that would be considered cheating. That's a limitation of a physical sheet of paper. But when we use tools like Google Docs, Google Slides, we can collaborate. Collaboration is built in to those tools. And so to break free of the paper-based method of instruction means building and designing for collaboration. So there's a couple different ways that we can do that. And let me show you an example first off. So this is an elementary example. This is an assignment that will help students learn about counting money. And so two students would work on this simultaneously. One student would come down here and enter a dollar amount, and the second student would move down the correct coins to equal the amount that's written down there. So this assignment here has collaboration built in. It was designed for that to take place. Here's another example. This is a whole class collaborative activity. So instead of just dumping my students into a blank Google document, I've added some structure. I've added a table with everyone's name so they know exactly where to type, and they have a specific place to go, and they're answering an open-ended question. So those are just a couple quick examples of how you would have to design for collaboration. It doesn't necessarily happen naturally. There are some best practices that you'll need to follow. A couple other tips to consider. Encourage students to do peer review. So give time in your projects to have students share their work with another student and get feedback. I'd also encourage you to ask open-ended questions for which there is more than one possible answer. I mean, yes, students certainly need to know facts, but it's very difficult to collaborate. There's not really anything to say about a worksheet like this because everything is very objective. We want to make sure that we're getting to the point where students have to answer and think and make decisions about content, not just write down answers they've looked up in the textbook. You also need to address the difference between cheating and collaboration with your students. And that will vary from classroom to classroom. You know, collaboration could be, hey, can I have your paper? I'm going to copy the answers down, but that's probably not going to fly in most classrooms. So make sure you have clear standards in your classroom that describes the difference between cheating and collaborative work. Paper is not a great tool for collaboration. It's very hard for two students to write on the same sheet of paper at the same time. But with wonderful tools like docs, sheets, slides, etc., we have the ability to collaborate. To break free from the paper-based mindset means encouraging and designing for collaboration in our assignments. If this has been a helpful tip, you may enjoy my upcoming course, Designing Multimedia Projects for Students. It's a 5-week course that gets into how to build assignments that go beyond just paper and pencil into some creative and fun activities for your classroom, specifically looking at multimedia, images, audio, and video. If you're interested in that, look below this video for the link to all the course details.